Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth, and I am one of the committee members of the Mentoring Planning Committee. It's great to have you here. We hope that you'll have a fun-filled, educational, informative, and just exciting two-day program. We're going to start off with just a little icebreaker for everyone just to briefly introduce themselves, because there's a lot of you. Just basically say your name and just one word to describe yourself. So I'm going to go through the names because you can't see yourselves. So just give me one word to describe yourself so everyone can kind of have an idea about what you think about yourself. Okay, so let's start with Jibril. Jibril, are you there? Okay, let me move on. Angel, I can see you, Angel. Do you want to unmute yourself and just give us one word? Perhaps you can just let us know what school you're at and give us one word to describe yourself.
Okay, I'm Angel Gabriela Anderson, and I'm from Laboni Senior High School.
Hello. Hello.
And one word to describe yourself, Angel.
Well, I'm sociable.
Okay, that's great. Moving on to Clothilda. Unmute yourself.
Okay, so I'm Clotilda Dogville, and then I attend Our Lady of Mount Carmel Girls Senior High School. And I'll go for the word interesting.
Okay, great. Lady?
I'm Vanessa Owusu.
Okay, one word to describe yourself, Vanessa? Do you have a word to describe yourself, Vanessa?
I'm hardworking.
Okay, great. Isaac? Isaac Appealing?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Isaac Kwabna, a student of the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. And in a magazine, I'll say I'm fun to be with, yeah.
Okay, great. Solomon Fair? Because there's a lot of us, I want you all to kind of be active. So when I say your name, I want you to respond promptly. Solomon, are you there? Okay, let's move on to Jibril. I can see Jibril. He's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead, Jibril.
I'm Jibril Nab. I'm from Achimota School, and I would say I'm ambitious.
Okay, thank you. Solomon? Okay, let's move on to Lewis. Lewis Afua Darkwa.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Lewis, go ahead, we can hear you.
It's Fadaka Adu, every girl senior high school. And I'm passionate. I'm a passionate person.
Thank you. Reynolds Bond.
It's Reynolds Bonzi.
Oh, excuse me.
Reynolds Bonzi from Presec, Presbyterian Boys Secondary, and I am nervous actually. That's it. Just nervous.
Dorothy Amon. Please unmute yourself, Dorothy.
I'm Dakiamon from Methodist Girls High School, and I'll say I'm 20.
Edmund Afol.
By the name Edmund Affo from Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, and I'm fun to be with.
Nada.
My name is Nada Haj, and I attend the Ridge Senior High School, Kumasi, and I am cheerful.
Rachel Adu.
Okay, my name is Rahel Edu, a student of Methodist Girls Senior High School. I would say I'm jovial.
Mami. Mami Adoko.
Hello, my name is Mami Adoko Coleman, and I'll say I'm curious.
Okay, Belinda Foe. Sorry, apologies if I'm not pronouncing your full name because I cannot see the full surname. So Belinda. Okay, thank you. Sarah Nettie.
Hey, my name is Sarah Nettie from Every Girl Senior High School, and I'll say I'm competitive.
Aram. Please unmute yourself, Aram.
Sure. My name is Aram Ajahu from Presec Legon, and basically I'm just someone with a good sense of humor. Let me put it that way.
Thank you. Victoria.
Hi, my name is Victoria Casey Sam, and I'm from Abigail Senior High, and I would say I'm interested to be with.
Nuruddin.
Sorry, Nuruddin Alasan. I am one of the person who volunteers to be a mentor to our young ones. So I'm happy to be with you guys. I'm currently in Senegal, working with Save the Children. Thank you.
Okay, Emanuela.
Hello, please. I'm Emanuela Wahine from Every Girls Senior High School, and I'm persistent and a music lover.
Harriet Saki.
Hello, my name is Harriet Saki from Laboni Senior High School. I'm very interested in anime and also an extrovert.
Thank you. Sarah Okolgo, excuse me. Sarah, can you hear us? Okay, Christiana.
Hi, my name is Christiana Ifiapia, and then I am a student of Methodist Girls High School, and then I would say I am an assertive girl. Thank you.
Abu Bakari.
Abubakari Wandalina Twarika, and I am a student of Our Lady of Mount Carmel Senior High School, and I'll say I'm passionate.
Okay, Yasmin. Okay, let's move on. Adusum. Okay, let's move on. Ama Owuswa.
I'm Ahaspora and I'm from Every Girl Senior High School. I would say I'm very sociable.
Okay. Diana Ofoko.
My name is Diana Ofoko. I'm from Mali.
Okay, thank you. Maranatha. Okay, let me move on. Lloyd Acressy. We have to be prompt. If you can hear me, please just respond. Okay, Thelma Kwabla, excuse me.
I'm Thelma Kwabla. I attend school at Every Girl Senior High, and I'm confidential, and I'm also a music lover.
Gifty Andor.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I am Gifty Andor here. I am who signed up to. I work for Joyce.
Barbara Upton. Thank you, Barbara Upton.
Hi, my name is Barbara Upson. I'm one of the mentors and I signed on to the program. Thank you.
Samuel Yemete. Dawn Busco.
My name is Don Bosco Chumesi Ankwa, and I go to school at Every Girl Senior High School. I would say I'm dynamic.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, I heard you. Thank you very much. We have a second, Emanuela.
My name is Emanuela Eji, and I'd say I'm outgoing and I'm also an art lover.
Okay. Sandra Akufu.
My name is Sandra Kufu from Every Girl Senior High, and I would say I'm smart and affable.
Richmond Latte.
I Kulate Richmond, the student of Laboni Senior High School, and I love to write.
Ubaida.
Hi, my name is Subaida Karim, a student of Every Girl Senior High School, and I'll say I'm the shy type.
Sabla.
Students of
Okay, thank you. Elvis.
My name is Elvis Aiku, a student of Accra Academy Senior High School. I am courageous.
Samuel Yamate. Salom.
Hi, and good morning. My name is Salam Adipo. I'm one of the mentors, and hope to meet all of you.
Essie.
Hello, my name is Ese. I'm a mentor and I'm an outlover.
Okay, thank you. Margaret.
Good morning. My name is Margaret Akofia-Soa. I'm also a mentor, and I am motivated.
George.
Hello, I'm Ifua Basil, and I joined Ahaspora Mentoring program in 2019. Thank you.
Jessica Hansen. Awula Abbey. Okay, can't hear me. Iwo Ajay. Catherine.
My name is Catherine Kabi from Methodist Girls High School, and I'll say I'm smart.
Evelyn. Evelyn, are you there?
Hi, I'm there. My name is Bevan Iraja Malfo, and I joined Ahaspora 2018. Yeah, I would say I'm determined. Nice meeting you all.
Maxine.
Hello, my name is Maxine Benya, and I'm currently a communications intern at Ahaspora. Nice to meet you all.
Michelle. Michelle, can you hear us? Okay, Zelda. Zelda G.
I'm Zelda J. Tumtu. I'm a student of a Bree Girls Senior High School, and I'm relentless.
Deborah Abu. Okay, Elsie.
Hello, my name is Deborah.
Sorry, go ahead, Deborah. Go
Hello.
ahead, Deborah.
Yeah. Deborah, I joined Ahaspora in 2019. Nice to meet you.
Do you have a word to describe yourself?
I'm amazing.
Okay, Elsie.
Hello, everyone. I'm Elsie Avevo, and I'm a graduate of Hope College, and I'm preparing to go to university, and I'm outspoken.
Okay, George.
My name is George Kofiedu from Presec Legon, and I would say I'm creative.
Okay, Kweku. Craig, are you there? Okay, Lewis. Okay, moving on. Afia Yaboa. No. Tripina. Antoinette. Nawoy. Oh, sorry, Antoinette, go ahead.
Student of Latin Atioko, student of Laboni Senior High. Sharon outgoing. Thank you.
I think we have gone through everybody. I'm not sure if there are a couple of people that didn't get an opportunity to introduce themselves and describe themselves. We want to play a quick game of charades. So perhaps what we'll do, if there's time, later on, we'll do another introduction session. So we have the opportunity just to play a game. So Patrick, do you want to take over now?
Yes, I'll do that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Can you hear me, please?
I can hear you.
Okay. So we just want to play some charades, something fun and make the room a bit more lively. So I'll need a volunteer to do the acting. All the fun and interesting people. Where are you? So if you want to do that, could you just put up your hand or click on the hand screen, the hand button on your app so I can send you the word and then you can act for the audience or the class to say the answer. So one person to do that. Okay, this is your name, dear. It's heavier. Could you help me pronounce it? I have two people now. Okay, so then we'll share. One, you do one, the other person does one. Who wants to go first? I have Emanuela, Baria, and
Clotilda.
okay, thank you. Clotilda. All right, so I'm going to text you the first one to Clotilda. Says you came up first, and then you can act, and then Emanuela, you take the next one, and then we alternate till it's over. Is that okay? For every other person, you have 30 seconds to put the answer out. So that we can do it this quick and so it can be more fun. Is that okay with everyone? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so Clotilda, I'm sending you one now. Your first one. It should be.
I'm Sarah.
Okay, I sent it to you. Hello? Are you ready? 30 seconds.
Yeah. Am I allowed to speak?
No, no speaking, just acting.
Okay, so.
Okay, so 1, 2, go. Anyone can say
trainer.
the answer. Sorry.
A trainer.
Sorry, I think, Patrick, we need to know what it is in terms of it. What is she acting out? Is it, what is it that she's acting out?
Yeah, so after 30 seconds, and then if nobody gets it, then I tell the answer so that it doesn't take.
Please tell her to do it better a bit.
Ouch. I'm trying.
She's trying. Okay. Please, you can speak. You can speak up.
Oh, I can speak.
Not
Oh, I
you.
can speak.
Every other person.
No.
Every other person.
Anybody who knows the answer should just shout it out or put it in the chat. People are putting in the chat actually.
Okay, so you have 10 seconds more.
Who knows the answer?
Santa Claus.
Who said that? Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Was it Santa Claus?
yeah, it was
Yes.
Santa.
Santa Claus, that was boxing or jogging.
Right?
Okay, so
Wow.
next one, Emanuela, I'm going to send you your, and then you can. Okay, Emanuela, I sent it to you. 30 seconds. Are you ready? Hello? Hello?
No.
Are you ready, Emanuela? Hello? I don't know if Emanuela is still with us. I think her screen is
Like
full.
she's speaking, but it seems her line is bad because I can see her speaking.
Okay. Emanuela, if you can hear, could you just wave? Okay, I think she's gone off. Okay, so okay, so we'll take the next one. Clothina, looks like you'd have to do the next one. Okay, so this one is a personality. So you have to act it out. Are you ready?
Yes,
Have you seen the word?
please.
Okay, so you have 30 seconds.
So like I can't speak even a word. I can't
No,
say.
no, you can't speak.
Oh,
So we're
it's
starting.
gonna be hard.
2, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
The president.
The president.
Correct.
Thank you.
Oh, smart. All right, we'll take the next one. And this is a leisure activity, or so.
Wow.
Have you received it?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Ballet.
Someone playing.
You.
Yo,
Dancing.
I think someone mentioned.
Dancing ballet.
Edward.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ballet
Someone
dance.
playing.
No, it's ballet.
Yeah, ballet.
Okay, great. Emmanuel, I see you're back. Are you ready? Hello, Emanuela. Okay, I think she's having a bit of difficulty hearing from us. Okay, so if you want to act, you can let me know so I can call you, because we want everybody to be involved, not just a few people. So if you want to,
I definitely don't want.
sorry. Okay, Emanuela, are you ready now? Okay. So I think I'll do one myself. No, but okay, someone can give me a word to do, so I have the answers here. It will be unfair to to give myself a word.
Okay. Patrick, I'm going to nominate Nada. I think you should let Nada do one. Thank you.
Okay, Nada, by
Yeah, I'm here.
special request. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. We'll select people.
Yes. So it's also an activity. Do you have your video on? You're ready.
Yeah.
I just sent you the word or the phrase.
Okay.
Okay. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, go.
Someone brushing and dressing up, preparing.
Reading. Getting ready. Daily routine.
Daily activities. Daily activities.
5, 4,
Reading.
Reading.
2,
Turning the page.
A
1.
student.
A teacher.
Someone at home.
I don't think I did it well.
Nada, what's the answer?
Going to school.
Oh, we were close.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's ready to do the next one?
Edmund.
Who?
Edmund Affo.
Yeah.
Edmund. Okay, Edmund.
Hi.
Okay, Edmund. So this is a character or personality.
Let's see if I can do it.
Okay, so I just sent it to you.
Stella. Okay. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so start.
A hairstyler.
A cleaner.
They are driving.
I'm a hairdresser.
Painter. No.
A lady.
A box.
I think someone
Like a lady.
No.
Hairdresser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Painter.
Hairdresser.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my.
Okay, so who's next?
Patrick, I want to nominate Nuruddin, one of our mentors. Is he still with us?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm the worst actor you ever
No,
have.
please go for it. Go for it.
I'm not sure that's going to find out, but let's see.
I'm going to give you. It's something very simple. It's very simple. It's not difficult. It's an activity.
Goodness. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, I sent you the word. Okay, so
and this
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. I can't even talk, right?
No.
Is this an explosion?
Oh, good.
Whistling. Talking.
Explosion.
An explosion.
Fireworks.
An explosion.
Fireworks. Blowing.
A bomb.
Water hose. Fireman.
Fireman.
You didn't do so bad.
I mean, I didn't. Well, I didn't. I don't think I did. I think Daisy guessed well, and I didn't act well.
Nice. I never get it right, so you did good.
So, who's next? I think Provi should do one.
I recommend Elizabeth Patterson, a mentor.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Oh, just like Nuruddin, I think I'm probably not really good at this, but send me the word.
So this is also another personality or character. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, you already started. Oh, Elizabeth, you can go on, please.
Yeah, I think that's the best I could do with that one.
No.
Carpenter.
Well, do it again. We missed it.
Elizabeth,
Can you give me a...
Can you do that again?
I did this.
Jumping. Pounding fufu.
A judge.
A carpenter.
Welder.
Patrick, give me another one.
A plumber.
DJ.
You have 10 seconds left.
Seems I don't have it.
So I think we could.
Sorry?
I think we should just give them what.
Okay, so time is up. It's a pro. She's supposed to act as a pro wrestler.
Oh my.
Whoa.
I needed
Elizabeth, I have no idea what you would have done.
I needed somebody else here to demonstrate, I guess.
Okay. Can we have another nominee?
Fire tablet.
Fire tablet. Fire tablet, do we have you on video? Hello? Fire tablet. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so this is an activity. I've sent you what to put out.
Patrick, hold on. We don't see him. Where is he? Can you speak so we can see you, please?
Hello.
Yes, could you turn your video on as well?
There we go.
Yeah, my video is on.
Okay, all right. So have you seen your word?
Yes, I have seen my
Are
word.
you ready?
Yes.
So 3, 2, 1, start.
A Muslim.
Muslim praying.
No Muslim.
Praying.
A priest.
A priest. Okay,
meditation.
A worshipper.
A monk.
A monk.
A monk.
Buddhist. A Hindu.
A nun.
No.
A Buddhist.
A
An
monk.
angel. Angel. Jesus.
Fire tablet. Please, Mary. Yeah, do it. A Hindu.
Do something
Another
else.
action.
2, 1, time's up. Oh, someone got the answer. It's yoga.
Yeah, it's yoga.
Send it to our level.
Prayer.
Nice.
Okay. Another nominee. Who would like?
Awoya. I nominate Awoya, a mentor.
Yay.
I'll try.
Okay. Okay. I just sent you your word.
Oh my God.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Talking.
Yeah, it's an activity, a sporting activity. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Skydiving.
Esefa.
Skiing.
That's what
Surfing. Nice.
That's quite easy. Okay, who is Emanuela Owusu? She nominated herself.
Nice.
Emanuela,
That's me.
that's you. Okay, so I will give you your word. I just sent it to you. Have you received it?
Yes. Ooh,
Okay, are you ready?
okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, we didn't see her.
Could you go
Oh.
ahead? Could you do that?
I didn't see it too.
Yeah.
Well, I can't.
Okay. That's
Can you do it again?
Sure, sure.
A journalist?
A pastor.
A teacher.
A journalist?
A pastor.
A preacher.
A news
A
reporter.
preacher. A preacher.
A newscaster?
Pastor.
No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A presenter.
So it was
meant
a mentor.
You're a mentor.
Oh. Oh, wow.
All of you feel you are here for mentoring.
Okay, Patrick, a question to you. How do you act this out? Can you help us?
Oh no, I'm the moderator. I'm not.
Good answer.
Okay, I think we have time for one more. Okay. So.
Patrick, let me try.
Okay. All right. So.
I'm horrible at this, but I'll try.
Yeah, I should give it a try.
Okay, let's go.
Did you send?
I wonder how you do this one.
Oh, Patrick, be nice to me. Oh, be.
Oh, good.
Okay, are you ready?
I don't know. Hold on.
Okay.
I need some props.
So time starts now.
Yes, ready.
A lady dressing up.
Putting on makeup.
Hey, come.
A slay queen.
Slay queen.
Wait, what?
Queen.
Oh,
Okay.
Diva. Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think that brings us to the end of the charades round. If we still have time, I think Elizabeth will take us through one more game, and then we can continue. Elizabeth, over to you.
Elizabeth, you're muted.
Right, everyone, we're going to play a very short Christmas quiz before our first speaker today. So let me share my screen.
Carrot.
Carrot.
Oh, wow. Everybody is.
Okay, yep. You got that answer correct, okay.
Carrots.
It's a carrot.
Saint Nicholas. I think correct. Saint Nicholas.
Yeah, Saint Nicholas.
Token, honey.
Correct. Next question. Which Christmas song has these lyrics?
The whole.
I don't remember the title.
Seriously?
Right. Well done. Deck the halls. Next question. How many reindeers does Santa have?
12? Yeah, I think it's 12.
12.
9.
Maybe not.
Next question. Finish the lyric. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
9 ladies dancing.
9 ladies.
9 ladies dancing.
9 ladies dancing.
Ladies dancing.
Correct. 9 ladies dancing. Next question. Where does Santa live?
The North Pole.
The North Pole.
North Pole.
I think these questions are too easy for you guys.
No, Anita, it's because Elizabeth, it's because we're seeing the answers. You need to go to full screen.
Oh, you're seeing the answers?
Yeah.
Oh, we were looking at the answers.
Are you sure? To slideshow so that we don't see it. Click on slideshow, Anita. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. Bottom, come down. Bottom right, keep going. See where it says notes, comments? Keep going. Next, yeah, that's it. Perfect. There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not
seriously?
okay. Oh dear.
Oh wow.
The Grinch.
Home Alone.
Home Alone. My favorite Christmas movie.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Grinch, yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's the answer for that one. This is not going very well. Finish the lyric. I'm dreaming of a
White Christmas.
White Christmas. Okay.
We've come to the end.
It was very easy.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Too easy. It was too easy.
Yeah, it was.
That was way easy.
That was fun.
Okay.
Should have given them an eating kinky charade to do.
Hey, seriously?
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay, thank you for that. That game is too easy. I'll hand back to Anita so Anita can introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, before that, just to remind mentees, if you've not put your name, just click the name you logged on with, your actual name. And then to the mentors, if you can just add mentor at the end of your name so that we can separate you from the mentees. So if you're a mentor, just add mentor against your name to make it easier to separate mentors and mentees from each other. Thank you very much on that. So again, just remind you, just to change or to add the name, just tap the name, click the more, and then it will allow you to rename or add. Thank you very much. Okay, so moving on, I'm going to introduce our next guest, who's actually our keynote speaker. He's an international lawyer in every sense of the word. He specializes in corporate and commercial law. He is qualified to practice in 3 different jurisdictions. That's England and Wales, New York State, and Ghana. He obtained his Bachelor's of Laws degree from the University of Westminster in the UK in 2007. While he was at university, he made the decision to become a barrister instead of a solicitor because there was fewer Black barristers in England. He applied and was accepted onto the Honorable Society of Lincoln's Inn, one of the 4 inns of court. Every barrister trained in England, actually, and Wales are required to be a member of the Inn of Court. He then accepted an offer from BPP Law School, which was the top bar school in England at the time. He completed his BBP Law School with a very competent, that's a term I think they use in the law for doing very well, and was admitted to the Bar of England and Wales on the 24th of July, 2008. His credentials are endless, and if I went through all of it, we'll be here till next year, probably the year after. So without further ado, I want us all, because we're muted, he won't be able to hear, but we can all wave to show him some good welcome. So everyone can wave. Let's welcome Mr. Kow Essuman to talk to us. Can you see us? Can you see us all waving? We all clapping. We feel very privileged to have you with us. Over to you, Mr. Kow.
Okay, good morning to everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to take this opportunity to wish you all, although Christmas has passed, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's my prayer that the coming year will bring us even more good news and better things as opposed to how this year turned out to be. I want to thank the organizers of this event, the 2020 Changing Mindsets Mentoring event, for considering me a worthy speaker for this event. It's truly an honor. I've been a member of Ahaspora probably since its inception. Christabel would be the best judge of that. And it's refreshing to see that Ahaspora continues to be committed to its motto, here to matter. The mentoring event is a typical example of how the motto is actually being applied, in real life situations and in the work of Ahaspora. The theme for this year's event, which is perseverance, is very appropriate. I think it's very appropriate. Not because I am speaking on it, but because I'm the best person to speak on it. I'm not. I'm far. There are many more better people to speak on this theme than I am. But because of how 2020 turned out, I think that it's the most appropriate theme that the organizers could choose for this year's event. From nowhere, we were hit with this strange virus called the coronavirus disease, which is now being popularly referred to as COVID-19. It disrupted many lives and livelihoods. Businesses all around the world were affected by the coronavirus. Many governments did not know how to tackle this virus. The last time such a pandemic hit the world was over a century ago, the Spanish flu. Many people gave up at some point, but even more people continue to push. And so that is why I think that this theme is very appropriate for this year's event, and because of the year in which we find ourselves and the time in which we are. I have a few stories of my own when it comes to perseverance, and I'll do my best to share some of them with you. I also want to share 2 other stories of people that I think have persevered and have arrived at the destination in which they are. There's one man who's an elderly person who has worked so hard and persevered, as well as a young Muslim woman whose story is also very pertinent to the theme. But before I do that, I think that it's important that we define the word perseverance so that we can situate these stories within the definition or have a context with which we're working with. According to the Oxford Dictionary, perseverance is defined as persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Let me just repeat that definition. Perseverance is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Now, there are three parts of this definition that I want us to focus or take note of. And as we take note of it, I want us to see if they are present in all the three stories that I'll try to tell this morning. These three parts should also be our guide in life as we pursue our aims, our objectives, our targets, and all that we have to pursue. Firstly, perseverance requires persistence. The same Oxford Dictionary defines persistence as firm or obstinate continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition, unquote. Note that this definition does not have success as the end goal. It is just the process. So I dare say that that may be the difference between perseverance and persistence. Perseverance ends in success, but you need persistence to achieve that success. Secondly, in persevering, you face difficulty or delay. These are the parts of people's success stories that they don't tell you. You know, you only see that they began an idea or they were pursuing an idea and then it ended up in success. But the part about facing difficulty or that your success will be delayed is rarely told by most successful people. But it's a very important part of perseverance. Thirdly, the outcome of perseverance is success. So if you push, you continue to persevere, you push, ultimately you should obtain success. For me, my own definition of perseverance will be never give up until you achieve your purpose. Now, having set out sort of like the definition and the three parts of the definition that I think that we all need to pay attention to, I want to begin the stories, telling the stories so that we can all have a fair appreciation of what it means when we say that you have to persevere. The first story is about our president. I think that it's important that we set that apart. There's nothing political about his story, but I believe that as our leader, he represents a very good example of perseverance that we should all, as citizens of the country which he rules, we should all pay attention to and let it inspire us. I'm sure many of you know his story already because it's been told many times after his election in 2016. But it bears repeating for the purposes of this event because, like I said, it's an inspiring example of perseverance. So from a very early stage in his life, he wanted to be part of the governance of Ghana at the very highest level. He lived in a house where his family members and people, friends around his family members came in often to have meetings about the independence of Ghana and about moving Ghana forward. So he saw all those things and he didn't know what it was at the time, but he wanted to be part of it. So he pursued his legal education. He went to school in England. He practiced law in England, in France, and eventually he moved back to Ghana. In the late 70s, he joined an organization called the People's Movement for Freedom and Justice, PMFJ, which was an organization that was formed to oppose the government at the time, some proposals that had been made, and so on and so forth. After that, there were some sort of military coup d'etats and unstable governments and so on and so forth. And then the time came for democracy to return to Ghana. And so he, together with some friends of his and colleagues, formed what is now the New Patriotic Party. Now, they kept pushing and agitating, hoping to come to power to do what they needed to do. He was the organizing secretary at that time of the party. So he went around the country, trying to convince people that, they should try and join the New Patriotic Party and come into government and so on and so forth. So his political career had begun and, was moving forward. Then the party, however, boycotted the 1992 elections. And then we got to 1996, we had another candidate who stood, but he lost. Between 92 and 96, although the party was not in parliament, the party was still in opposition. And this man, our president, continued to push through the courts, through the Supreme Court, using his legal skills for rights that many of us enjoy today. In 1998, when the party decided that they were going to open nominations, he put what I would say his first attempt at presidency. Note the year, 1998. Now, this is where I would say the persistency to achieve the success of being president began. Now, this was the internal elections within the party. He contested and he was tipped to win it, but he lost in 98. Our president, John Ejiokum Kufuor, became president in 2000. He appointed our current president into his government, first as Attorney General, and then subsequently as Foreign Minister. He served the country, and in 2007, he attempted his second attempt at the presidency. He won the party's nomination, and he stood on the party's ticket for the presidency of Ghana. Again, he lost. Now, he had all these ideas. For instance, the free SHS idea was birthed in 2008, but he lost. He didn't give up. That was a difficulty. That was a delay, but he was still persistent. He went, we stayed in opposition. He continued pushing. And then in 2010, when the party opened nominations again, he presented himself again, and he had the same message. He won the party's nomination. And in 2012, he stood on the ticket of the party. And again, he lost. One would have thought that after losing virtually about 3 times, he would have, given up. But he took the matter to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, after 8 months of hearing the matter, decided that, John Mahama should continue as president. So again, I would say he lost. But there was something very significant that he said after he had lost, which is that although he didn't agree, and you must bear in mind that this is a man who has practiced in the Supreme Court for many years. Most of the judges who sat on the bench, he knows them. He's appeared before them. Some of them he learned under his feet and all that. But he said, although he disagreed with the judgment, he has to accept it. It's a bitter pill to swallow. So he did. And after the Supreme Court judgment, most people thought that, you know what, this is the end of the man. This is the end of his political career. He has been tried, 2 times. The country has rejected him. The Supreme Court has rejected him. And so that should be the end. But he came back again in 2014. Persistence, and eventually in 2016, he won. In 2016, he achieved success. It was delayed from 98. In 2016, 12 years later, more or less, he achieved success. That is the first story that I wanted to share with you to demonstrate the importance of perseverance. The second story is about a young lady from the northern part of Ghana. And I like the story very much because of the peculiarities of the young lady involved. She's Muslim, and she's from the Upper West region of our country. She grew up in a Muslim family where there were many children. Father had a number of wives and so on. They had to decide on so many things. But she was determined to break, the usual cycle of girls from the northern parts of our country. She wanted to attain success and inspire other girls from that part of Ghana. And those who hail from the northern part of Ghana will tell you that sometimes decisions are made where the family would decide to educate the boys as opposed to the girls. And so many girls end up, being betrothed to men to marry at a very young age and so on and so forth. But in her case, her father thought she would give them all a fair opportunity at life. So she received some education and she excelled in secondary school. But after secondary school, the reality hits with the lack of funds. So she couldn't attend university straight away. So she went to the teacher training college at the time, and she decided to save up some money, and through some assistance that she subsequently received from relatives, I think after 2 years, she applied and got accepted into Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where she read English. After the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and doing her national service, she applied to read law. She eventually got admitted to the Ghana Bar, and she joined a reputable law firm in Accra, where she worked and practiced law firm. She learned a lot, and she faced many challenges as a young lawyer, as a young female Muslim lawyer from WA, but she didn't give up. Somewhere along the line, she got pregnant. The family of the child's father shunned her, they disowned her. The father himself decided not to play any parts in the life of this child. And this is a common story that you hear many times. But there's a uniqueness about this particular one, and I'll get to that point. She didn't allow that to worry her at all. She had come far enough, and she thought that there was more ahead of her for her to achieve. She was thrown out of her grandfather's house because those who are Muslims will tell you that when you do such a thing, it brings disgrace and embarrassment to the family. And even more important, her father was a chief imam or an imam. And so they considered what had happened to be a very big disgrace. And they didn't want any parts of it at all. So having been thrown out of her grandfather's house, she moved into an uncompleted property that she had been working on, and she raised her child. The circumstances in which she found herself were very difficult. Having very little, sometimes close to nothing, with a child all by yourself and working late and working very hard. She never took no for an answer. She worked in a law firm. After that, she got a job in a corporate world. And today, she works as one of the assistant secretaries to the president. And the interesting thing is that all the people who made her path to success difficult, or who may have delayed it at some point in time, now turn around and look at her. They look up to her, they seek her advice, they seek her support, they seek her guidance. She also was very persistent, and she persevered despite the difficulties that she faced until she had achieved success. Now, my own story about success is about perseverance is very similar to the first two that I've mentioned. When I was being introduced, I was sometimes when I hear the introduction, it puts me, it makes me feel very embarrassed, because I think that sometimes it's too much. But I didn't just end up as the assistant secretary and the legal advisor to the president, by just hoping that I would be. It took a lot of persistence. There were difficulties that I faced. In some cases, there were delays. And all through it all, it worked out very well. Now, and I believe that it's important to share these stories so that you know exactly that it's not a walk in the park, that you end up and you're working for the president just like that. So my story, I'll fast forward my young school days. I went to school in England. I was at the University of Westminster where I made the decision that I'll be a barrister as opposed to a solicitor, because at that time I felt that there were very few black barristers, and I wanted a challenge, so I chose that path. I applied, I joined the Lincoln team, and I attended BPP Law School. At BPP, you're coming from Ghana, you've worked, you've gone to University of Westminster, and then you end up at BPP, and all you see are these Oxford and Cambridge students, very smart, white British aristocrats that you have to share a class with. First of all, you speak with a very posh accent, and you're wondering whether you'll understand anything that is being said in the classroom. But then you take your books very seriously. But in the first sort of difficulty or delay that I faced, at bar school, we have a course called advocacy, and the advocacy was broken up into 4 different parts. Now there was a particular part that had to do with ethics. So, you have to make sure that you get everything right. And then law, there's something, there's a specific thing called fraud. And once you have, as a lawyer, you're pleading fraud, you have to be very particular about the fraud that you're pleading. You have to set out the facts that lead to the fraud. So there was an opinion that we were given to write, and I had written the opinion. I believe that I had discharged myself of the opinion very well, and we had to draft some pleadings. I think it was a statement of claim or something along those lines. And the instructions that we received was, I mean, they were very vague. There was some elements of dishonesty in the instructions that we had received, and you know, you could say that it was fraud, but it wasn't very specific. So we were at liberty to do what we wanted to do. Now, my first semester had gone wasn't so well, so I decided to chill in the second semester. And the second semester was going pretty good and everything was okay until I did this particular opinion. Now, in opinion, the element of fraud came up. And none of us really, most of us didn't really pick it up. So when the results came, a lot of people had failed. And I looked at it and I tried to understand how come I had failed, because I didn't expect to fail. And, you know, a young Ghanaian boy, you know, a young Ghanaian man, you have told your family you're about to graduate from bar school. And then all of a sudden, you know, you have to do a resit or something like that. I wasn't going to have it. So I went back, I looked at the instructions, and I sent an email to the program director and I said that the reason why you have failed me doesn't exist in the instructions, so I'm not going to accept it. And he shot an email back saying that it was in the instructions. You know, so there are a couple of emails that flew back and forth, and I disagreed vehemently with him because I wanted to pass, and because at the time that I had been scheduled to record. And so what he did was that he referred it to the Bar Standards Board, and then when it went to the Bar Standards Board, you know, when it came back from the Bar Standards Board, they had made a decision that at the board meeting, half of members of the board said that they would have pleaded fraud. And half of the members of the board also said that they wouldn't have pleaded fraud because the facts were not enough. And so it was kind of like a split decision. And so for that matter, they couldn't award any marks on that particular question. And those of us who you know, had gotten that aspect of the ethics wrong had to do a viva to defend why we should be called. And so that was the first sort of difficulty I faced to becoming, it was a difficulty and a delay because it meant if I failed, it meant that everything else had been put on hold. But there was something interesting that the program director said to me after I had finished the viva. And he said that not many people will push as much as you did when they discover something like this. And indeed, he was right, because I mentioned it to a few colleagues and friends, and none of them were interested. But like I said, a young African man, I'm not about to put everything on hold. So I pushed. And then I got called to the bar, and I went to New York to do my master's. Now, going to New York, that's a whole different story. So I wouldn't say all of it, but there's a particular part in it that I think fits into the perseverance, which is the difficulties and the delay that you face. And I like to focus on those because those help people who fall into such situations to understand or to be able to appreciate that that's not the end. You shouldn't give up. So my way, I went to Cornell. I did my master's in law, and you know, it had its own challenges. But I decided that I'll write the New York bar exam. So my way to write the New York bar exam, and I'm one of those diligent people that I don't play with my immigration status and all those things. I always want to make sure I'm on the side of the law. I was on a bus to Albany, New York. When we got to Rochester, And that is why I don't like Rochester, New York. 2 officers got onto the bus and they started checking the immigration status of people. Now, as an international student, what I had done was to encourage most of my friends to make sure that they get their status before we go and write the exam. Of course, I had done mine over a month ago. Now the officers get to me and they tell me that they checked my name and they say that my thing is cancelled. And I'm like, what? That cannot be possible. They say, yes, it's cancelled. So they take me off the bus, they take my things off the bus, they put me in their car, and they take me to this detention center or whatever. And I'm sitting there, I'm horrified, I'm petrified, like what is going on? And the New York bar exam is the next day. And this is around 5 p.m.-ish, thereabouts. So they decide that they're going to check, they're going to do further checks to make sure that I'm legal in the United States and so on and so forth. And I just couldn't believe it, being put behind an officer's car makes you feel almost like a criminal when you haven't done anything. And I sit in this detention center, I'm just quiet and I'm pondering over like what is really happening. Like, and so they make their checks, their inquiries. At one point in time, they lock me up in a cell and I'm sitting there just wondering, like, really, God, did you bring me this far to just have me locked in a cell and return back to Ithaca, New York? And after about 2 hours, they come and get me out, and then they say they made a mistake. At that point in time, I'm just furious. They said they made a mistake and that my brother and I share a similar name, so they thought my brother canceling his his status was me canceling my status. And so I said, you know what, whatever it is, just take me to the bus station because I need to get the bus to Albany, New York to write the exam. So I got to the bus station around 10 p.m. And mind you, the exam is the very next morning. And I get to Albany, New York about 11 thereabout, 11 or 11:30 thereabout. I can't really remember. But when I got my friend I was traveling with, he was just sitting at the bar, just wondering what was going on and couldn't believe it. And finally, when I got to the hotel, he was pleased about that. The next morning, on the way to write the exam, I met a number of people who, interestingly, were on the bus or had seen what happened. And they came up to me saying that, oh, we're so glad you could make it. And I'm wondering in my head, what kind of embarrassment is this? But I went and I took the exam. And despite that sort of delay or difficulty, that would have put me in a state of mind that would have prevented me from being focused in writing the exam. But instead, it inspired me to write the exam. And in fact, when I was writing the exam, I said to myself that, you know what, even if I don't pass this thing, I'm not writing it again. But by the grace of God, when the results came, I was among the 2/3 of the people that had written the exam and passed on the first time. Interestingly, some of my friends who had studied so hard, who didn't have any difficulty, who didn't face any challenges or delays, unfortunately didn't pass. So it made me think that maybe sometimes some of these delays and difficulties are actually meant to help you and to push you to actually achieve the success that you're looking for. So now you're done. I'm done with school and everything. And after you're done with school, you have to work. And at the time that I was done with school, there was the credit crunch in the US. And so many people were being laid off, were being fired from their employments and places of work. There wasn't any work. The same in London. But I moved back to London because that's where I had my first training and my profession, so that I could work. And I sent numerous applications. I think over 100 applications. And anytime you're sending applications, they get better. They get better at writing. You get better at writing these applications. I sent hundreds of them to top firms, to medium firms, to small firms, to high street firms. And all of them started coming back, rejected. And so I almost gave up. But then I thought to myself that where I can move back to Ghana and be part of the building of a commercial and corporate legal fraternity in Ghana. So I did that. I applied to a couple of firms in Ghana, and I got introduced, and I worked there. Fast forward, I met the president, and he liked the work that I'd been doing for him on social media and other places. And he liked some of the legal work that I'd been doing for him. And so when he won and he became president in 2016, in 2017, he asked me to come and work with him in his office. And I believe that it's because of the persistency and overcoming the difficulties and the delays that I faced on my way that ensured that I was able to achieve the success, and that ensured that I'm able to sit where I sit today, very close to the president, and to be able to deliver on his promises. So I'll encourage each and every one of you, as I'm bringing this to an end, to not give up. If you have a purpose, if you set a goal for yourself, if you have an objective, when you face challenges, see them as an opportunity to move forward, see them as an opportunity to inspire you, see them as a testimony that you would be given to someone later. Because myself, when I was going through this challenge, I didn't think that this would be, there will be testimonies that I'll be able to give to you. But in the long run, you'll achieve your success. I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Kow. Can we show him some appreciation? Maybe take off our microphone and give him a big clap for sharing, or wave, whichever way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We've gone a little bit over our time, but that's okay. We ladies and gentlemen, being as we've got Kow sharing such inspiring information with us, I'll allow like 3 questions before we close this segment. Does anybody have a burning question that they want to ask Mr. Kow? Anybody? We have to be fast. Anybody want to have a question they want to ask him?
I have a question while we wait. This is Christabel. Oh, how are you?
Very nice, but the boys go where this is.
Hey, somebody needs to mute. The boys what? Okay, there we go.
Kindly mute when someone is talking.
Hi, Christabel. I'm very well.
Unmute, Christabel.
Sorry. I thought I was unmuted. Kow, my question, I'm sure we all have it, but we are not saying it. What is barrister versus solicitor? You were saying something barrister. You said you chose barrister over solicitor, but what is that?
Oh, okay. So in the legal profession in England, it's split into 2. And I think Elizabeth Shen can best explain this. But the barristers, the simplest way to explain it is that the barristers are the ones that go to court with a wig and a gown, and the solicitors do the paperwork and the corporate work and send instructions to the barristers. Does that help?
Yeah. We'll take that. Thank you.
So let me give you an example. So for instance, the solicitor will prepare the will for you and file it in court and so on and so forth. But then when there's a dispute about the will, the solicitor will instruct the barrister to go to court and argue about the dispute for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. So the one who wears the wig is the
barrister.
Barrister. Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Christopher. Any more questions? 5, 4, 3.
I have a question.
Okay. Please say your name and then ask your question.
My name is Nada Haj, and the question that I want to ask is, during the point in time where you were facing some challenges, did you have mentors, people to walk you through those challenges, or you faced all of them alone? And the follow-up question is, how did they help you if you had some, or if you didn't, how were you able to overcome those challenges? Thank you.
Thank you, Nada. I think it's a very important question, especially for this event. Mentors are great people to help you sort of achieve your success, and everyone needs a mentor. I had mentors. In fact, when I was in bar school, everyone who wanted a mentor was paired with a mentor, and I had a mentor that was in a commercial chambers, and I used to talk to a lot, and another one who was from my inn, who was also a commercial lawyer that I used to talk to a lot, and they help you in making very significant choices. So for instance, the choice of going to Cornell was mentor inspired. Cornell is an Ivy League institution. I'd been accepted into some few other schools like Fordham University and George Washington University in DC. So I didn't know which one to take. I wanted to go to Fordham because it was in New York City and I could have fun in my spare time, rather than going to Ithaca, which is upstate New York, and kind of like boring sometimes. But I spoke to one of my mentors who was in the commercial chambers, and he encouraged me that, listen, you want to go to the one that is globally known, and you wouldn't have to explain yourself, or sort of once you mention it, people will know. And that advice pushed me into deciding on Cornell. There are other mentors that I had. For instance, when the time came for me to move from London to New York, and my papers were delayed, I was very down. I thought, this will not happen, and so on and so forth. But I spoke to another mentor of mine, and she told me that, listen, you don't have to let this get to you so much. They happen, but what you need to do is to continue to do well. And the last thing I'll say is that mentors are if you're lucky and you get really good mentors, they can push you in a certain direction that you yourself didn't even think of. They can create opportunities for you that you would not have seen. Sometimes when you're looking at your target or your goals, you kind of like have a tunnel vision. But your mentors usually have been in that position before you, and they know the other options that may be available for you that may make your journey smoother or quicker. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, because we're having a lot of fun, we will just extend our time a little bit, because it won't be by a lot, but we will extend our time just to let you know. Just before we go, just a quick response from you, Kow. We had a question on Facebook, and they were asking, do you have any vision of becoming the president of Ghana one? So, in brief, do you have intention of becoming the president of Ghana one day?
I don't decide, God does.
That's a loyally answer, yes or no?
That's a very yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anita, somebody has a question. Can
someone has
we
another
take that question? Yeah, somebody was trying to ask.
Okay. So can you say your name and then ask your question? And this will be our last question.
My name is Edmund Afo. My question is, during Uncle Kow, his ups and downs, did he have any criticism from any of his relatives or friends, and how was he able to overcome it? That's my question.
Thank you, Edmund.
Thank you.
The truth of the matter is that criticisms, you face them a lot. In fact, people actually talk you down and discourage you from pursuing your dream or from pursuing your purpose. But it's only you that will understand what kind of purpose that you hold and what kind of objective that you want to achieve. So they'll come. Yes, I did have a number of them. For instance, the example that I gave about the opinion that we wrote that had an element of fraud. My friends were like, you know what, don't push it. Let's just rewrite it. But the effect of me having to rewrite it would have meant that I would have to graduate in November, and I didn't want that. So sometimes when people, talk you try to talk you out of things that you are doing, you should make sure that you have a firm conviction, and it's good to seek advice. Definitely get all the counsel that you want, but you yourself must have a firm conviction that this is the route that you want to pursue. Working with the president, anytime I work with him a lot, we work on a lot of legal stuff quite often, and one of the questions that he will always ask me when I come back to him is that, have you satisfied yourself that this is what you want to do, or this is the way we should go? Because if you haven't satisfied yourself, which is that you have checked all the dots, I mean, you dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's, you can easily be swayed by any other argument, so it's very important that you have a firm conviction about what you're trying to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cole. Once again, let's appreciate him as we bring our session to an end. Thank you so much. It's been very inspiring. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Okay, now before we move on to our last segment, I just want to sum up from listening to Cole on the stories that he shared along with his journey. A sum up of what we are saying perseverance is, okay? So in addition, please mute.
Anita, unmute yourself, please. We muted everybody, so unmute yourself. Excellent.
So we're saying that perseverance is a continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failures, or opposition. And from his narrative, we know that perseverance is a key character trait which you all need in order to achieve your goal. And from the stories we've made to understand that people who show perseverance, one, expect difficulties, delays, failure, waiting, disappointments, criticism. They expect it as part of the perseverance journey. And also, some of these difficulties, just trying to bring it down to some of you may relate to, some of these difficulties may be things like getting low grades, having to retake an examination, family issues, criticisms from family, financial issues, disappointments, people who you're relying on delaying or not even coming through for you, all right? I'm highlighting this because when you are aware of this, when it's happening, it helps you to actually keep going, okay? And these are some of the things that we got from what we've been hearing. And then we understand that those who also show perseverance have some characteristics. So number one, they stick to their plan. Echo just said about the Christian sticking to your plan. They endure endurance. They are patient. They are determined. They are diligent, meaning hard work. They keep pushing and pushing hard work towards this goal, and they are persistent, okay? So these are the characteristics. These are some of the things you know, you have to bear in mind when we're talking about perseverance. And this will apply to all of you, whether it's the grades to get scholarship, whether it's the grades to get into a certain university, whether it's that you want to go into entrepreneurship, you want to develop the next app, whatever the goal is, these are some of the things you can expect, and these are some of the characteristics that you want to be adopting. And so from this, I sum it up into like the 5 steps, all right, to perseverance, even if you don't want to carry on, even if you want to quit. So number 1 is setting realistic goals that are worthy of your perseverance. All right. So we asked Mr. Kow, do you want to be president one day? He said, if God willing, but he knows that if he wants to be president one day, he's not just going to say tomorrow I'm going to be president, then tomorrow he's president. That will be an unrealistic goal. All right. So our goals must be realistic. They must be worthy of our perseverance. Number 2, we have to recall our past persistence, our past perseverance. All of us here have had instances where we've persevered. Use that to remind you, to encourage you, to push you forward. All right, all the things that you have acquired or you have achieved when it didn't come easy, and remind yourself, what did I do to keep going? All right. Number 3 is to take a step one at a time. Deal with whether it's a criticism, whether it's a positive, one at a time. Don't try and look at everything all in one go, because it becomes overwhelming, and sometimes if you're not careful you may stop. Then the 4th thing is set your pace. One of my favorite stories for which I go by is the hare and the tortoise. I don't know whether you've heard that story. If you haven't, Google it, hare and the tortoise. And the meaning behind that is sturdy and patient wins the race. Do not compare yourself to somebody. Mr. Kow made a mention of that. He was against people who were coming from, when we say Oxford and Cambridge, it's not a joke. He was coming from Westminster, but he did not compare himself, not allow those people to intimidate him. And today he's here to share his story. The worst thing you could do to yourself is to be watching somebody else's race. Just focus on your race. It doesn't matter. Yes, in generally people will come past and go, but you are on your race. You too, you cross your line. All right, the hare and the tortoise. If you're not heard of it, go Google it and watch it. And lastly, keep going and ask for help. Get it. You have mentors. We're about to move into mentors. You have mentors. Use your mentors. Engage with your mentors. I want to encourage you to take your mentoring seriously. Engage your mentors. You know, Kow made the point that sometimes your mentors can open doors for you. They can guide you in a way you've not seen because they have experience and exposure. Make sure you use your mentoring very, very well in the goals that you're going to set in the next session, and following that with your mentors, you use your mentors to help you to get to that goal. All right. And I'm going to stop there. So I hope we have given you an insight as to what we are trying to encourage you and instill in you in perseverance. All right. Good. Very good. So now we will move on and invite Abba to come and talk to us concerning our mentorship. She's going to take over and go through the vision board, etc. So over to you, Abba. Is she on?
I'm here. Thank you, Anita.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Anita. It was very exciting listening to Kow and Anita, because they said a lot of things that we need for our vision board, and I got super excited. I was like, perfect. You guys have heard it all. So work quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through, show you a sample of what a vision board looks like. I'll describe what it is. And when Felicia reminded me that I am doing it with very little option this year, I said, oh my God, we are not together. We are not face to face. We can't get all the things I need. But then I realized this platform gives us 3 ways of doing this. And you know, that got very exciting. So I'm going to also take you through the 3 ways we can do this. And I know tomorrow, is it tomorrow, Felicia? I think, yeah, you are going to discuss whatever you come up with your mentors, which makes it better. And then finally, we'll end with questions so that we fill in the little gaps that we feel that we've left out. So Felicia has put this on here. This is a vision board. Okay. This is somebody's vision board. And I'll show you how you come up with these kind of ideas, saving money, having the best of life. That's somebody. Giggle, you know. I love that. I saw this and I laughed when I saw it, but it makes sense. And I'll take you through, and then I'll show you the 3 ways you can put it together, and then the parts that how you have to start talking to your mentor about this vision board so that the discussions are fruitful. So those are the 3 things we are going to do. Put together your vision board. I'll show you how to do it. That's the second thing, as in the mode to put it in. And then third thing, where you start from when you're talking to your mentor about your vision board. Does anybody here feel like they can define what a vision board is? Anybody? I don't know, you can either raise your hand or mute yourself and just talk.
I would like to try, please.
Please do try.
I think a vision board is
Dawn.
Yes. A vision board is basically where you see yourself in a few years. It's where you imagine yourself. It's how far you'd want to go in life.
Exactly. That is it. I think I'm done. We are done. That's it. We are done for the session. And I can imagine the surprise looks, but yes, that's exactly what a vision board is. We are going to figure out where we can be. Okay. And 2 things that both Kow said and Anita summarized that I want you to put in mind when you are doing this vision board is: 1, criticism will come. Trust me, they will come in all sorts of ways, good and bad. Where the good is like, don't do this, and the good is, are you sure? Are you strong enough for it? Because, you know, people who care about you feel they know you a lot. The most important thing is you have that vision and you know why you put it down. Dream and go for it. Then the second one is also to take 1 step at a time. When we are done with this vision board, it may look big and almost like a fantasy, but 1 step at a time. And that's how I'm going to guide you through to discuss with your mentors. So the first thing we are going to do is, if you have a sheet of paper by you and a pen, grab that. If you are very good with Word, grab that, open it, open Word. And all I need you to do is take that sheet of paper and divide it into 6, okay? 6 boxes, whichever way you would like. I'm going to give you just 2 minutes to grab a piece of paper and pen or marker, anything. And then Felicia will show us how you can do it on Word, if you are good with Word document, okay? You open up Word and then insert 3 rows and 3 columns. What does it look? And 2 columns, okay, so 6. Felicia, can you show us the Word thing? So you can go to insert table. That will come later. It will come. You go to insert table, and once you insert the table, the grid lines will come, and then you can put it up. If you've done it, just type in the chat. Done. If you are finding it difficult to do it, or grab a piece of paper you can't find, say no. So those who have done, just put done. And those who haven't done, who can't do it, just put no. Okay, you can grab a sheet of paper, just divide it to 6. You don't have to make it 6 straight lines or 6 squares. You can do 6 rectangles, 6 circles, 6 heart shapes. You know, just grab 6 parts. And then, of course, how Felicia has done it here, you can do it on Word and make 6. Done. Let me see how many people are done. Great. Done with a smile. People are saying Sally. Oh no. Yeah. I feel sorry, I'm using my phone. It's easier to manage my computer and phone. So sorry if I went off a bit. Okay, I think quite a number of them. A sheet of paper is fine. What you need to do is now you can write. We are going to write, okay? But when I leave you, the places that there'll be places that you have to look for images online. Make sure you acknowledge it in your I'll show you how to acknowledge it. Or if you have a piece of paper, you can look for a magazine okay, like a magazine, newspaper, anything, and cut what I'm going to describe there. Now, I want all of you to just take 1 minute, close your eyes, and sit back. If you're on your bed, lie back, close your eyes. If you are sitting on a chair, sit back, close your eyes. If you are sitting on the floor, lean against a wall, and just close your eyes. Okay. Now, listen just to my voice. And after this, I'll give you 2 minutes. Think about 3 things that you would like to do 5 years from now. Okay. Actually, 5 years is short. Let's do this. Anything in your life, don't worry about the timeline, that you like to do if you had no restrictions with money and no restrictions with board. If you could travel anywhere in the world, and if you had access to any money in the world, not that you are rich, but somebody can sponsor anything. It doesn't have to be just rich. What 3 things do you want to achieve in life? Felicia, kindly send me a message if you can hear me well. If you can hear me, to let me. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Just sit down carefully. Think about if you had access to any funding in the world. It doesn't even have to be yours. If anybody could sponsor you or you had all the money. And if there were no borders, there were no visas, there were no barriers, what 3 things do you want to achieve? I'm going to type it because I heard my line is breaking. So let me try and type it again. Diary, wherever he found it. I didn't even know this thing was existing. And I wrote on my birthday when I was 21 years. I'll give you the date so that you play with my age. But on 27th September 2005, I wrote this in my diary. Okay. And that's why it's good to keep records. That's why you're doing this. That's for you. I said, seriously considering the memory I have, I think I'm very forgetful. That's why I think of myself. It's really difficult remembering not to repeat past experiences. I need to keep track of who I want to be. And I quickly added, if God permits, right? My Christian hammering from my mom hit me, so I had to put that in. And I wrote certain things down, okay? I wrote, finish learning driving. Okay, I had to do a refresher thing to get a license. Hit my mark on my GPA. I was in school. Visit an orphanage. Okay. Treasury bills to hit the target I wanted it to be. And then I wrote finished chemistry because I'd failed chemistry and I had to rewrite it, right? And then there were some other things like research on postgraduate and find out what will be useful for you and what will be useful to me. Okay. And then some of it I wrote, learn how to organize parties. I wrote parties, but I think in my head it was events. Study food and wine selection. Study how to massage. Okay. And then I wrote ballroom dance. And then be able to do good makeup. And I also said to be able to speak in public, you know. So these are some of the things I did. So when my husband gave it to me, I started going through some of my records and my memory, and I started writing the years I achieved some of the things I wrote in 2005. So I did get my license, okay, somewhere in 2005. So that was I did finish my chemistry same year. Okay, I had to rewrite. And fortunately, that was it. I didn't have to rewrite again. And then my treasury bills that I was looking at the target. I had a target that I felt if I had it, I wouldn't have to work for a year. So if I was being very honest with myself, that goal was achieved in November 2019, right? And then my GPA, you know, that I wanted, I didn't quite hit it. But in 2007, I had enough to graduate. Well, graduate was in spite of the setbacks. And then there were some silly things I thought were silly I wrote because I was just fantasizing about it. Ballroom dancing, I actually learned a bit of the walls in 2011. Okay, I learned a bit of that in 2011. And then a friend of mine, I'm not like an expert makeup person, but I do decent makeup on my face, right? And I learned it. I said I had to learn makeup. In 2014, a friend of mine gave me a birthday present to go and learn how to do decent makeup. Okay. And she gave me that birthday present because apparently I had mentioned it in university and it's always been in her mind. So these are the things. And then I said something about party organization. I got to learn a lot of events management in 2012 and I used in my work. These are big, these are small. And then of course, my postgraduate, I figured out I wanted to do organizational psychology, which I ended up doing, and I did have criticism. Is it even relevant in Ghana? How we use it? But I'm more than using, and I did that my postgraduate thing in 2011. I wrote this in 2012, I completed my graduate study in organizational psychology. So the points that I'm drawing here is don't limit yourself. I thought I was being silly, but I realized over the years, I started writing a lot of the things I achieved, and I realized almost everything had a date. I think the only thing that didn't have a date was speak impeccable English, because I'll never get there. I mean, it's something I keep learning, and I have to keep learning. It's decent. And then the other thing that I hadn't achieved was study classical and jazz music. I like it, but I haven't had the opportunity. And then the last thing I haven't achieved is learn French. It's a continuous thing. I can speak basic French, but it's something that is definitely beyond JHS, right? So that's why I'm saying all these things for you to understand that somebody took me through writing my thoughts and my dreams, and I'm surprised of how much I achieved. So let's do this. Somebody has written, try to eliminate poverty in my family. Abu Bakari, I hope you've written 3 things. So one is eliminate poverty in my family. That's one. Make sure you add 2 more. Araba said, set up a foundation for both autism and cerebral palsy people. And then Amma said, build hospitals in urban areas. So make sure you add 2 more. Okay, these are great goals. I love it. And then Araba said, make my mommy happy and comfortable in life. Travel the world. And then you wrote 2. I think there was set up the foundation and then make your mommy happy. List them, put them in the 3, either the 3, each one should go in 1 square, okay, or one hat. So if you have drawn hats on your sheets, or squares, or rectangles, or circles, make sure you write one of the goals in each of your sections. Okay, write it down nicely, and then set up a foundation for the homeless. That's Amma, both children and adults. Take care of mommy. And then open a beauty salon from Safwa, open an orphanage, right? And then open a restaurant outside the country. Aisha too, you like to further your education and become a urologist and build a hospital, take care of the poor in society. So I think he puts it together. Nada, travel the world. By the way, Nada, I actually wrote on one of my things that I'll travel the world. Funny enough, I got an opportunity in 2018 to do a mini Euro tour. It was so weird. I did it. I was surprised, and I didn't spend a lot of money. So keep that dream. Okay, it's not too strange. Build private university hostels. Travel out of Ghana to continue my education. That's from Adesom. Daniel's about private university. Adesom Emanuela. Sorry if I mentioned their first name wrong. By Emanuela. Travel out of Ghana to continue education. Set a foundation for the poor in society. Make my family life comfortable. Great. Dorothy, you want to learn to speak Spanish. I'm going to try and go very fast, but I think we can stop writing, but you get the gist of it. Dorothy wanted to learn to speak Spanish. Jane, learn a new language. Selim, learn to play at least 3 musical instruments. Janet, what I'll recommend is try to put the specific language down and don't limit yourself. It can be any language you've dreamt about, okay? It helps if it's very precise. Edmond, engage into architectural work. Sarah, understand the human being. And then Belinda, be my own boss, my own company. Study architecture, Dorothy. Diana, to be a motivational speaker. Okay, keeps coming. So I'll say that you guys should look at what you guys are writing. I saw some network. I think it got slightly cloudy here, so my network is messing up. But okay, I'll try again. Let's see how it goes. So right now that you have your vision, great. Right now that you have your 3 major things you want to achieve, okay, I want you to picture it. So in the 3 other sections that you have, whether you drew hearts or circles or squares, you are going to go online if you did it on Word. So if you have a sheet of paper by you, just put picture, okay, picture and quote, picture and quote there, okay, or quotation or inspirational word, okay. If you did it on Word, you can go online, find a picture that suits you, and I'll show you, I'll quickly go through what the picture will do and paste it there, and you can write or you can type in what the picture represents for you or a quote that represents for you. So if you talked about becoming a neurosurgeon, okay, or build a hospital, I want you to go online or find a magazine or a newspaper, or even if you can draw, perfect. Draw, let's say those somebody wants to open a hospital, draw or get a picture of the kind of hospital you like to build, whether small or big. Find an image that matches the kind of thing you want to do. If you want to make your mother happy, yes, what do you want her to make happy? What do you want to use to make her happy? Is it to buy her a house? Is it to buy her a car? If it's to buy her a car, house, and find her a job, find pictures that represent that. If you want to build an orphanage, go online, draw a picture, find a magazine. What kind of orphanage do you want to build? Okay. So everything that you've written, find a picture that represents that. Now, if you find a picture online, okay, I want you to just type in the website you got it from. Let's say you got a picture from what's it called? Getty Image. I mean images. I think they have something like that. Just type in property of Getty Image or taken from Getty Image. Okay, you have to acknowledge it so that you are not stealing somebody's work. And if you got it from a magazine, when you paste it on your sheet, you just write under from Vogue or from Echo or any of the magazines that you find it. Okay. And then if you got from newspaper, right, from Graphic, from Chronicle, whatever. And then if you drew it, of course, you can write down there, drawn by me. Yeah, those of you are artistic. So then you paste the image close next to what you've done. Now, the next thing I need you to do is find go and research and find a quote that inspires you for that. So let's say you have something like you want to encourage female education. You know, there's an old saying by one of our famous historians, Ephraim Mamu, if I'm right. I hope I haven't gotten my things twisted. Who said, you know, to educate a woman, to educate a man is to educate a single person. I'm quoting, right? It's not perfect. And to educate a man is a woman is to educate a village. You know, that kind of thing. So if you find some of those quotes by anybody, write the quotes down. That motivates you to achieve what you want to achieve, or that will inspire you, and then you put it there. Now, the final stage of this thing is you turn the back of the paper, or for those on Word, you go to the next page, right? And then you start one, literally list one. And starting from January 2021, you are going to take one of those goals and ask yourself, where do I start on this goal? Okay, so if you want to travel the world, it starts from money. And one of the simple things that somebody told me, that if you want to travel the world or you want to live outside your country or to move countries, you have to be able to save about 1 year's salary for yourself. Okay. And that is very, very high level. But if you want to travel the world and you are, say, 16, 18, 19, 20 now, you can start doing odd jobs to save money. Gradually, you'll be shocked that a year or two from now, you may not be able to travel far. You may get sponsorship that can be your shopping money from someone, a parent or uncle or somebody. Or you can literally just go to Togo with the money you have, or Burkina Faso, or even start touring Ghana to begin, you know. So if you want to build a hospital, what will you do next year? Are you going to talk to a doctor to find out what facilities they need? Are you going to talk to somebody who has built a hospital before to find out what went into it? Start small, start simple, but do something about it. Okay. I think I saw something on Nicolade. I want to go back there. Okay, let me see one of the ones. It's because I like cartoons, so I keep getting attracted to things like that. So somebody said work with NASA. What are you going to do towards work with NASA next year? Are you going to read about NASA? Are you going to start investigating people who have access to NASA? For instance, if you are not university now, you can start looking like for a school like Ashes who have, I think they have some sort of program that involves NASA. I don't know exactly what it is. Okay, so start researching. You may find somebody in the Ahaspora network who has worked with them, has links there, and can just have a conversation. You can also realize that there's a NASA or astronaut program conversation going on. Do something. How do I work in NASA? If you want to work with Nickelodeon, what does it mean? If you want to do programming, okay, if you want to own a garage, have you spoken to anyone in your life? What it means to own a garage, how to open a garage, what kind of garage, okay? Become a great artist. Maybe you can draw already. Have you spoken to any of the top artists in Ghana or even in Africa? Who are they? If you want to become a chef, who are you looking up to? How do you get access to them? Okay. If you want to be something and you start looking out for it. So that is the conversation, and I'm ending here. That is the conversation you are going to have with your mentor. The 3 things you've listed, the step 1 of it for next year, you are going to start discussing with your mentor. And then when you conclude your step 1, you go on step 2. And it can be any step or whichever angle. But you and your mentor are going to list 3 steps that next year you are going to achieve towards all the goals or any of them. And that's where you are going to start your conversations from. And that is the 1, 2, 3 of you. 3 dreams, 3 visions, 3 steps. And that's how it starts. So questions, I'm done.
I have a question.
Sure. Is it Nada?
Yeah, Nada.
Yeah, Nada, hi.
What if you imagine more stuff for now? Should we just like focus on the 3, or we can add it to our list?
Look, you can add anything you want. Usually, I say 3 because it's a good first start. But you saw my list I read. It was really long. It was just a list.
Yeah.
And you can add as many as you want.
Okay.
But sometimes I recommend 3 so that when you achieve them or you do something, it gets exciting. But you can add anything. And don't think anything is too silly or too small. I never thought I'll learn ballroom dancing. I don't know where I would have thought I would have learned. I don't know what I was thinking. But somehow I got the opportunity to learn ballroom dance. And I did. Okay. So don't think it's too silly or too small. Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody wrote, how do we get mentors? I'm going to Felicia, if you can help this person on offline, is Trifina Kujo. Trifina, Felicia is going to contact you and then talk through that. Okay. Okay. Any more questions?
This is Christabel, if I may.
Hi, Christabel.
Hi. I just wanted to tell everybody that we will be pairing mentees with mentors, but not everybody would be paired because it was done through a selection process. Regardless of whether you have a mentor assigned or not, this is a very, very important exercise for you all to do. We're chatting in the back, those of us who are the organizers, and we're actually working on our own vision board because it's like Abba has said, it's very powerful. You look back and see achievements that you've made. So I just want to encourage everybody that don't necessarily rely on somebody. Your parents can help you, your teachers can help you, your friends can help you, or reach out to us. We're willing and able to help you out. So make sure that you take serious advantage of this. Thank you.
Okay, I will take 2 more questions, and I think I'll leave it to Anita to round up. I've got people thinking so much that or bored. Are you all awake? I remember I told you guys to close your eyes at some point.
I have a question.
Hi, Janet.
Okay, so as time goes on, we realize that so many things happen, and sometimes we even forget about our goals. As she said, it took you quite some time to achieve certain things you even thought were silly. So what motivates you to keep going? What motivates you to go back and look at those goals and say that this is what I wrote down and this is what I want to achieve? Thank you.
So I've been writing lists. Even this diary is from 2005. I actually have a diary beside me. I brought that, which also I started it on it's always on my birthday in 2018, and which I'm currently using. The reason what motivates me is when I go back and see all the things I've done when I thought I was joking and I wrote things down. The second thing that motivates or the person is my dad. My dad is one of those people who's always pushing, write it down. You think you write it down. And that's the third thing. So the writing and the fact that there's always somebody in my ear saying write it down has helped. And then also achieving some of the things I achieve is also accepting that I'm the only one who is interested in them. When I achieve them, it becomes nice and big for people to enjoy it around me, but it's yours. Okay, that's the third thing that motivates. I'm the only one who it makes me happy. It makes me happy to list some of the things I want to list and achieve. Okay, that's why I'm saying it's not too silly or too small or too big. It's you. So those are the 3 things.
Thank you so much.
Somebody, how do you plan everything? Sometimes that's my last question. Yeah. Somebody is asking if I can get Mr. Kow as mentor. So I'll leave that to Christabel and Felicia. How do I plan everything? It's something really hard to take things one step at a time. Yes. You are right, Reynolds. It is very difficult to plan things one step at a time. And I'm saying this because I'm one of those. I get super excited about everything. I want to do everything. But over the years, I've learned that when you take one and you start, it's easier to do the rest. But when you start trying to do everything at the same time, you crash and burn. You actually lose track. And then one of the things I'll tell all of you is, look, you don't have to achieve everything you need to achieve in the next year or 5 or 10. I remember I started with 5 years. I said, no, scrap that. Looking at the kind of savings I wanted to make, okay, and over the years, the places I've worked, somehow I only achieved that last year, November. You know, it took me 2005 to 2019 is how much? Somebody do the math, but that's how long it took me. So something I learned really late in life. I want to let you know now.
Is that 5 years?
It doesn't have to be achieved now. Okay. One day.
5 years.
That's 5 years. Is it that 5 years?
Yeah.
205 to 2. Can you believe it? It can't be. I think it's 25 years, is it?
25. Wow.
Yes. Can you imagine?
It's 14.
14. It's 14 years. I actually just, Celine also put it, it's 14 years. 14 years. Because 14 years to save them the money.
Be shy.
Yeah, and when I was 21, it sounded crazy. It wasn't never money I could find. I just wrote it down because I felt that was money that if I had in my savings, it would be sensible. Okay. And after 14 years is here. So that's what I'm telling you. Don't feel like everything has to be achieved in 5 years or 2 years. Look, things will happen. You'll be discouraged. You are going to lose your job. You are going to be fired. You are going to get a promotion. You are going to get a great opportunity. All these things add up and remove. All you have to know is that you are going somewhere, and you have to get there. Like this year, I left my job to achieve 2 goals. One of them delayed a year. No kidding. It's been one of the scariest times. The second one didn't delay. It started immediately and was achieving. At the end of 2020, a very interesting year, I've achieved both goals. The reason why I left my job, was it worth it? It was. Was it scary? It was. Will I do it again? No. So that's what I mean by a lot of things will come your way that you can control or not control. So don't fret too much if the one thing that you want to achieve hasn't happened yet. Okay. So go one a bit at a time, one step at a time. Okay, you plan it, take one out of it and start working on it. So I hope I've answered your question, Reynolds.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Anita, Felicia, I'm done.
Thank you, Abba. Abba, I think you forgot to mention that we'll be looking at their vision board tomorrow, during tomorrow's session. So they should remember to bring it.
I briefly said it, so Felicia, if you can take I briefly went through said it, and I said the step 1 is what you are going to start discussing. So Felicia, I can tell them how it will work out. It'll be useful.
Okay, so thank you, Abba. So tomorrow we'll be going into breakout rooms with our mentors on the call tomorrow, and we'll be discussing your vision board in groups. So there'll be mentors in the breakout rooms with you and members from the planning committee to discuss your vision board. So that will be the start. So tomorrow, be sure to bring something. There should be something to show. If not a physical item, you should put down notes so that you list them out and we can go through it with you. So remember to bring your vision board to tomorrow's session. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much. Anita, over to you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Abba. Can we appreciate Abba, because she did a really good job with the vision board. Wave or clap. Can we appreciate her? She did a really good job. And then just to add that, for those of you who are on your phones, are on the apps, Abba showed us we use the word and stuff, but there are actually apps that you can actually download onto your phone. You can actually put on your phone and create your vision board as well. Those of you who may want to do that, which means you're carrying it around with you so you don't forget. So you can just go into your app, whether you have Apple or Android, you'll find the one that I use is like Mindly. That's quite a good one. There's also Mind Movies, Canva, Dream It Alive, My Vision, I Wish, Visual App. There's many. So if you also want to do it on an app rather than Word, and it's easy on your phone, you can actually get apps that help you do the board. And then you just follow the principle that Abba has shown us, all right, with the app that you choose to use. Fantastic, that was very good. Okay, so now we've learned a lot in a short space of time. We've had a lot of fun, and we are always sad when we have to wrap up, but we do. But before we do that, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to take a group picture, and then also I want to ask you all to kind of look into the chat box. There's a link to our post meeting survey. We like to give you surveys to feedback to us on how you found the session, so that we as a committee can continuously be improving and making sure, I want to thank all of you on behalf of our committee for attending. I think our attendance has been very good. And also I want to say well done. You've all been participating. You've been putting comments in the chat boxes. You've been asking questions and sharing and you participated in the activities. And that's made us all very happy. That's made it a very interesting and fun experience that we've had. And now you've done your vision board. Just remind you, tomorrow you have to come with that for your session tomorrow. we have certainly had a lot of fun, and we hope that you have had fun, and we hope that you will give us feedback. And then to wrap up that, you know, our theme is perseverance, and we hope that we've given you insights into perseverance. I believe some of you already had experience and are experiencing perseverance, and want to encourage you that with your vision board, we are trying to get you to visualize your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, set some draft timelines. Like Abba said, sometimes timelines don't always go accordingly. They're meant to guide us so that we don't become complacent. And we must remind ourselves of our vision, especially when it gets difficult. So it's a really good thing to do, having a vision board, and you can keep updating it as you change your mind, or you can keep adding to it. But we really want to encourage you to participate in having a board, and to remember when it gets hard, perseverance.